I'm about to introduce you to the funniest book ever written about the railroad. Hello, I'm Gerard O'Malley, author of the book Murphy Was a Railroad Man. I spent 20 years working for Metro-North Railroad in an upstate New York railroad repair shop. I met some of the screwiest people and got involved in some of the most bizarre situations that I just had to write about them. Although my book is a work of fiction about a fictional railroad and fictional characters, it is based on my real-life experiences working for Metro-North Railroad. This book is a zany account about a bunch of screwballs and misfits bungling their way through the wacky world of train repair. Murphy's Law states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. This is certainly true in the isolated upstate New York Onionville repair shop on a daily basis. The shop resembles a halfway house, with workers trudging around in tattered clothing and sporting brain-dead looks brought on by limited contact with the outside world and the inhalation of copious diesel fumes. Picture a shop with incompetent supervisors, untrained and unwilling workers, broken or unreliable test equipment, all working together to create chaos and mayhem. Now add to the mix a Cajun shop supervisor whose butchery of the English language causes confusion and misdirection, and you've got the formula for Armageddon. The biggest losers were the poor Onionville commuters who were tortured by the horrific train maintenance. Here are a few of the characters. This is Bruno, the shop superintendent. He's a short, pudgy Cajun whose butchery of the English language causes confusion and misdirection throughout the shop. He'd say things like, "We've been progressing downhill all day, and now we're back to square zero." Or, "Move that old train out of the shop. It sticks out like a sucking thumb." This is Frank, the forgetful foreman. He's called the forgetful foreman because he can't remember anything for more than about 2 minutes. This included the men's work assignments and was something that the men would take full advantage of at every opportunity. This is Haywire Hayes. He got the name Haywire because he wires everything backwards on the trains. This tendency was thought to have been brought about during his Navy days when he'd satisfy his thirst for alcoholic beverages by drinking aftershave lotion. Haywire is a real bungler and causes the railroad untold problems throughout his career. Now we have Mike the Money Grabber. Mike was an Irish immigrant who was consumed with devious ways of making money in America. He'd do things like collect old newspapers and food items left on the trains by passengers and sell them to new passengers taking later trains. Mike actually married a woman he didn't even like just to get lots of money and gifts at the wedding. Well, Mike's devious ways finally caught up with him one day when he dropped an expensive cell phone in a railroad train toilet. The events that ensued were hilarious. Then there's Gus. Gus is a big fat bully with a black heart. He's always been real mean to the men. One day the men finally banded together, and then that was payback for Gus. They played the most hilarious pranks on Gus that ultimately drove him nuts. Murphy Was a Railroad Man, believe me, is the funniest book ever written about the railroad. I guarantee it. If you've ever worked on a train or ridden on a train, you've got to read this book. Well, goodbye, and as Bruno would say, have another day. And thank you for watching this video. Now here's where to buy the book. It's available in digital format for $3.99, a real bargain at that price, or $11 for the paperback version.